Well, I first started in Goldhawk Studios years ago, doing commercials. As I always wanted to get into films, but you just couldn't get into the big studios then. But I was lucky enough to get a start in Goldhawk, where we was working on commercials, and progressed from there to sort of freelance films that were going outside of the major studios. And then went on from there, yeah. The first film I worked on was a horror film over at Grimsdyke House called The Curse of the Crimson Water.
Oh, yeah.
Where we were working on there as a dressing prop man.
I started off on doing work experience. I trained as a sculptor, and I was on my first, I think it was Event Horizon, I did some work experience on. Making tea,
Yeah.
Being keen and eager.
Yeah.
When something wanted to be made, I'd always put my hand up so I'd do it. Be it a wooden box to put a prop in or something. And slowly but surely, you get there.
Prop master, he runs the prop. I run the prop department. I take my instructions from the set designer and the supervising art director mainly, and the set decorator. And well, the designer, he obviously designs the sets, and then the supervising art director, he follows through from there, and it's his job to push all the sets forward. Because every time you have a camera set up, if an artist is smoking a cigarette, the cigarette has to be that same length every time. You can't have it 1 minute being a full cigarette, then a stub where it's jumping. And same with drinks, and it's just everything on a desk, or like at the moment here we're doing some food sequences, and that they play a very important part there, you know.
I'm the person, I didn't actually make the Golden Compass myself, my team of people made the Golden Compass.
Right.
We developed it and produced various versions for requirements of the movie. Yeah, I'll take my hat off to the people who spent 6 months of their life trying to develop the compass, you know. That was a good one. From concept to, through development to the person who painted and who painted the actual face, the person who actually generated the actual shell, cast the shell, the animatronic person who actually put the thing together and actually worked out the mechanisms, to the person who actually motion controlled the needle. There's a big computer system backed up to the hero compass is connected to for the needle to spin. That's a motion control system. So it had its own computer program written for it as well. So there was a big team of people, different specialisms involved to create it.
GoldenEye was the first film to be made at Leavesden Studios, and that was a great one to work on. There were some big sets built here with Peter Lamont. He was the designer on them, and the Bond people are lovely people to work for anyway, and it was just a pleasure. And then I was lucky enough to do another one after that, The World Is Not Enough, and no, it's just a great experience, the Bond films. Again, totally different with all the gadgets, and the special effects get more involved with the prop making on those, because they've all got to bang and bash and do all different things, but there's still a link up between our department and them, for us supplying, or they make the gadget, then we have the one that the artist carries, and then they do the one that blows or whatever.
I remember we made a chip gun where Bond is, or I think M puts a tracing chip in Bond's arm, which an MI6 comes up with the prop in a case, opens it up and takes it out, puts it in his arm, and then Bond's arm gets scanned.
That was a beautiful prop, I remember that. Lovely silk,
nice,
all metal work.
Yeah, very clinical.
Was that again a lot of machining on that?
A lot of machining. I think it probably took probably 3 months. Again, it was a development thing. We had to develop the idea, develop the actual prop, what it looked like, get approval from the designer Peter Lamont, and then it was made. Yeah, we're doing work on the new Bond as well. Can't say too much at the moment because it's secret, but when we're making furniture and other gadgets.
We did Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And again, Elliot Scott was a production designer on those, and they were just fantastic moves to work on. And Spielberg was such a great guy, you know, such an incredible director. And it was a totally different prop making thing, getting dummy weapons made for taking abroad. We went to Sri Lanka and all over the place, Spain, and that they were just brilliant to do, you know.
Sunshine was a long, hard job, yes. I think we got into the film, and we were, I think, only eight weeks from shoot, due to just general schedules and things like that being quite tight. Which it was a very technical job.
8 weeks, you must have been working every single day, 20 hours a day.
Yeah, we had two crews really. We had a day and night crew, so we had a crew, you know, and then we'd do 1 week on, one crew would work days, and we'd swap over, and then we would work, another crew would work nights, that sort of thing.
Yeah, then I got the chance to work on Harry Potter, which I'm so pleased I accepted. Yeah. My favourite set is a Great Hall when that's dressed. Once we've got that dressed with all the glitter on it, all the plates and the goblets, and it's all set before we start actually putting the food on the plates, it really does look stunning, because all the tables have all been made for real, and when they're all polished up, the lights, it's just something you do feel proud of when you stand at the doors and you look in there, you know.
We draw people from all sorts of backgrounds, really, and all sorts of specialisms. They've either been to college and trained, or they've come from come from the wings of, of being people who have found that they've got a skill, or didn't initially train to be a sculptor or a metal worker or an animatronic person, and they are very specialist individuals we employ to do these jobs. I think a big visual awareness, or a big dictionary of different visual or different looks, ranging from like a period look to, like you say, like a science fiction look. Aware of the visual world, really, and just always taking notes when it actually comes to doing something that's got. And you've got, we work with a range of different designers, and you have to be able or they have to feel that you understand what they're trying to achieve. So a lot of it comes from me trying to understand people, what they're trying to achieve, and trying to tap into what look they're trying to achieve.
But our department as such is not looked at upon as a craft grade, Yet you get 4 blokes who haven't been doing it, if it's not a skill job, and tell them what you want doing, and they wouldn't have a clue, So it's just a thing that does come with experience, and a lot of experience. And when you see a really good one of my charge hands or supervisors like Mickey or Christian, you put them out. You can put some trainees and less skilled people with them, and they show them. But without that knowledge leading them, they haven't got a clue, and that's what we've got to get into people, really. Yeah. Yes, the night I won the BAFTA and actually went and received it with my wife and family, I think it was the best night of my life. Yeah. Well, it was. Yeah.